Welcome back to Nigeria 2015, continuing our focus on the elections. Well, we're going over now to hear from Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, former Minister of Aviation, to hear what transpired where he voted. Okay, well, that is not really, I understand. But let me go through some of this and link it up with this. When INEC conducted that test, which you've spoken about, they gave 4 reasons. If Abraham could give me that, 4 reasons now why they conducted this. But we're seeing pictures being circulated on the social media, and that speaks directly to the 3rd reason why INEC conducted that test. As a matter of fact, they did say that to verify permanent voter cards, that's the first one. Put it on a big screen, guys, I mean, so everyone can see it. Then they had the 2nd one, to biometrically authenticate the person who presents the PVC. Then the 3rd part of it now, which is key here, where it says the smart card readers provide disaggregated data of accredited voters in male, female, and elderly youth categories. A disaggregation that is vital for research and planning purposes, but which INEC until now had been unable to achieve. The demonstration on Saturday fully served this objective. Now, the image that is being circulated on Twitter about underage voting, many had thought that with this 3rd option, which was provided, part of the reasons why that test was conducted, do they have any reasons to worry about underage voting, which some of those images are being circulated at the moment?
It's quite interesting. We need to clearly differentiate between underage voting and underage registration. So if you have, for example, an individual that looks quite young, say a 12 or 13-year-old boy, that comes to the polling unit with his PVC, a PVC that has his picture on it, a PVC that has his name on it, and corresponds with his fingerprints, then we have an issue, because he can easily claim that he needs to vote because he had been registered. So the issue of underage voting should have been caught at the registration level. So what we had expected INEC to have done was to ensure that the underage person does not get to register. Because after he registers, he comes to the polling unit with that PVC, and we have those images. As long as he comes with a PVC that has his picture on it, and it corresponds with the picture on the form, and it corresponds with his thumbprint, it is going to be exceptionally hard for them not to register that young boy, or for that young boy not to vote, even though it may seem to be a 9-year-old boy, an 8-year-old boy, or an 11-year-old boy. Well,
let me get you, Mr. Nwokede's comments on this. Have you seen any of such image? Do you see them along the road or anywhere near voting today?
Actually, I've not seen them around Lagos. Mostly the places who record that kind of issue, basically like in last elections or like in the north. But like what he just said, it depends on the power granted to INEC officials. Under age voting, we have age limit that qualifies somebody to vote and be voted for. And this issue now we're talking about voting, which is 18 years. So someone that is like, you are certain that somebody is like 12 years or 13 years or even 17 years. Comes to a polling booth to cast a vote with PVC, with capital, everything went smoothly, and provided made it clear that he can vote by virtue of the validity of the card he has. But by virtue of age, the person should be disqualified. Because it's an expression that has a certain age limit. It doesn't say that once the card qualifies you to vote, that you will vote. We said a particular age qualifies you.
I mean, INEC brought up this to sanitize the system, and they say, look, it will check a lot of things, including perhaps this one. So any reason to be concerned or worried about it?
Well, I'm wondering the reason, why the INEC chairman said that the card readers could actually help to stop the issue of underage voting. Like he said, if they had been underage registration, card reader is just to verify the card and the details of that registration. So I would wonder how the card reader itself will begin to identify that this fellow having this card is below 18 years. And then I think that in the absence of another database, for instance, this national ID that we were we should have had, that all this registration should have been based on some other registration, some other like national ID card.
Let me quickly get the comment of Mr. Curry on this one. Mr. Curry, yes, you've spoken about the process, but what about the efforts that has been put in place to ensure that the integrity of the elections, people can say, yes, we own this process because we voted and we believe our votes will count owing to the introduction of the permanent voter cards and the card readers. The challenges you talked about notwithstanding.
The truth of the matter is that the people who, went to vote today, there was this, passion that they came with that says this is our process, right? And I saw, individuals on their own trying to ensure that, there was law and order, within that process. And people were standing up to speak on the issues that were, they were supposed to speak about. So in my own context, looking at it, I would simply say that Nigerian people are beginning to stand up, to own the process of, electing quality leaders, by themselves, right?
Okay, I'm afraid, Linus, I have to jump in there. That's all the time we have here. We really have to go. But thank you very much indeed for coming on today. Linus Okere speaking to us about the election and his experience today about it. I also have to thank Mr. Joe Mokedi, who is a legal practitioner on my extreme left, and then Chris Chuks Wachuku, also a legal practitioner. Thank you both for coming on today. Well, Babajide Ogunsanwo is a data and information analyst and also Channel TV's in-house correspondent. Thank you also. But you will remain because the studio continues later tonight. Consultant, I beg your pardon. That correct? No one keeps jumping in my mouth. So, Babajide will continue when Nigeria 2015 studios continues by 11 today.
Yeah, after the news attack.
Yeah, we're hoping that we'll have some results then.
Yeah.
The counting is going on in several places. It might not be, it will be incomplete.
So you have to keep it locked here to see some of the results as announced by INEC. So that's it for this lap, and we thank you all for watching. I'm Chamberlain Osor.
And I'm Nell Taigwe. For those of you who didn't vote today, remember tomorrow is an opportunity for you to do so.
Have a good night.
Tick tock, tick tock, says the time. Decision time, says the Nigerian electorate. And on Channels Television, we're on the ground keeping you updated on all the happenings. From the north, south, east, and west, we bring you real-time stories on all our platforms. And just so you know, Nigeria 2015